A Boy Called Bat by Alana K. Arnold, Chapter 7, Every Other Fridays. The next morning was a Friday, every other Friday. On every other Fridays, Mom drove Bat to his school, and Janie walked to her school just like usual. But in the afternoon, Dad would pick them up. First, Bat, whose class let out 20 minutes before Janie's, and they would all go home to his apartment for the weekend. Every other Fridays made Bat uncomfortable, like his skin was just too tight. Bat liked it when things followed a pattern, and every other Fridays broke that pattern. This every other Friday was the worst one Bat had ever experienced because it meant that he would be 3 days until he saw the skunk kid again. He had begged Mom to let him take the skunk to Dad's house, but Mom refused. "The baby skunk needs to be with me," she said. "I'll take him to work, and the vet techs can watch after him while I'm with patients. Besides, Bat, I don't think your dad is a fan of skunks." Bat even tried pretending to be sick so that he could stay home instead of going to school. He told Mom that he had a sore throat and achy ears. Bat hardly ever lied. It made him feel itchy. But even though Mom's patients were animals rather than humans, she still was kind of a doctor. She shined a light into his ears and made him say "ah" as she looked down his throat. "You're not sick, Bat," she said. "You just want to stay with the skunk kid." "He needs me," Bat whined. "Bat," Mom warned, "don't let yourself get all worked up today." Sorry, said Bat. "We can help raise the kid this month as a family as long as you keep on doing all the regular stuff too. School and Dad's and homework and everything. If the skunk kid is too big of a distraction, then I can get Lawrence to take him home in the evenings." Lawrence was Bat's favorite vet tech at Mom's clinic. He could juggle 5 juggling clubs, and even though he had enormous hands, big enough to hold all 5 clubs at once, he was gentle. He had the deepest voice Bat had ever heard, deep like space. But no matter how much Bat liked Lawrence, there was no way he was going to let him take the kid home after work. "My throat feels better," he said, "much better." Mom and Janie and Bat all left the house together. Mom locked the door behind them. She kissed Janie and said, "Look both ways. Have a fun weekend." "Okay," Mom said. "See you Monday." Bat climbed into the back seat of the car and fastened his seatbelt. He liked to sit in the middle of the seat because someone had once told him that it was the safest seat in the whole car. That was one of the things he didn't like about every other Fridays, his dad's car. A fast little yellow convertible that didn't have a middle back seat. It just had 2 side seats with a lump in between. Mom placed the box with the skunk kid on the front passenger seat. Then she started the car and backed down the driveway. It wasn't a long drive to Bat's school. The distance from their house to his school was exactly 2.3 miles. Bat knew this because he liked his mother to push the button on the dashboard each morning, the one that reset the trip meter. Here's a picture of them driving in the car to school with the kid on the seat next to Mom. Bat spent the entire 2.3 miles trying to come up with a reason why he shouldn't go to Dad's, even though it was every other Friday. A reason that wouldn't make his mom give the kid to Lawrence, but he couldn't think of a thing. They arrived at his school. "You'll take care of the kid?" Bat asked Mom. "Honey," Mom said, "I'm a veterinarian. Taking care of animals is my job, I promise." Bat nodded. He unlocked his seatbelt, slid across the back seat, and got out of the car. "Wait a minute," Mom called after him through a rolled-down window. "Aren't you forgetting something?" He had his backpack. He had his lunch. He had his earmuffs. "No," he said. Mom smiled. "You forgot to kiss me goodbye." "Oh, yeah," said Bat. He walked back over to the car and stuck his head through Mom's window. She wrapped her arms around his neck and pulled him close. Her wavy brown hair tickled his nose. "Goodbye, little Bat," she said. "I'll miss you." Then she kissed his cheek. "Goodbye," Bat answered. He walked up to the school's front door, then turned around. Mom was still there, in her car, watching him. He raised his hand and waved. Mom honked the horn at him, 3 light, happy honks, and then she drove away.